He said we were preparing to deal with those people. Two young kids, one on my right, one on my left. They said to me, the one on my right said, Uncle, where is Abu Jahl? Where's Abu Jahl? He said, what do you want with Abu Jahl? He said he was just a little guy, 14, 15 years old. What do you want with Abu Jahl? And Abu Jahl was big. And Abu Jahl wasn't a joke. He was a kafir and all that, but as a man, as a person, today, many men won't be able to deal with Abu Jahl. If Obama came in here, Obama, he's not like that. His personality. I don't know any leader in the world today. No leader. Abu Jahl was tough. He wasn't a joke in Jahiliyyah. He was a man. The little man said he was cursing the Habib, sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And I took an oath today that I'm going to kill him or die trying. He said, to my amazement, someone pulled me to my other side, and the other guy said, hey, uncle, where's Abu Jahl? And he said the same thing. When Abu Jahl came out, he said, hey, there's Abu Jahl, the one you were asking about. Abu Jahl was big. He said that those two kids didn't wait. They just ran straight to Abu Jahl. They didn't wait for the people to start fighting and there's confusion and they snuck up. They ran out to Abu Jahl. He said when they jumped on Abu Jahl was dealing with them. He chopped one of their hands off and it was hanging. The boy put his hand on the ground and took his hand off with his foot. Sahih Muslim. Abu Jahl chopped his hand and it was hanging. The boy put his foot on his hand and pulled it off. And they dealt with Abu Jahl. They dealt with him. After the battle of Badr, tremendous battle. The Muslims killed the kuffar and the A'imma of Quraysh. No doubt, la ilaha illallah, they had that in their minds. They went to the Nabi. The boy's hand is wrapped up. One name is Mu'adh ibn Afra. The other name is Mu'adh ibn Amr ibn Jumuh. They went. They told him what happened. They were arguing. One said, I killed him. The other one said, I killed him. I killed him. I killed him. They was arguing. Our kids at this age argue over the PlayStation. Whose turn it is? It's my turn. It's his turn. It's my turn. It's his turn. They were arguing over, I killed the Imam of Kufr. Me. The Nabi said, did you wipe your swords off? They said, no. They pulled the sword out. The Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, both of you killed him. Both of you. You can have his property, his saddle, his horse, his sword, all of that stuff. And he was like, yes. So the point is, the little kid has a responsibility in our religion to take care of the Nabi. The little girl. I'm not going to tell any of the little girls to stand up, but just imagine little Amatullah, replica of Abdullah. The Nabi was in Mecca, sallallahu alaihi wasallam. He was making sajda, and the companions were sitting watching him at the Kaaba. The kuffar were drunk. They took the intestines of a camel that was on the earth. They took the doo-doo, defecation of a camel. They came and put it on his shoulders, on his back. He got up from sajda. They put more on his shoulders. Nobody moved. Abu Bakr didn't move. Umar didn't, Uthman didn't move. Ali didn't move. Abdullah ibn Mas'ud. Nobody moved. Nobody. Because they're in Mecca, hostile environment. They can't do anything. Who did something? Fatima Zahra, little girl, started walking with hayat. She came to her father, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and started cleaning the stuff off and said to the kuffar of Quraysh, أَتَقْتُلُونَ رَجُلًا أَن يَقُولَ رَبِّيَ اللَّهِ. You kill a man, you fight the man simply because he's telling you his Lord is Allah. He's not lying to you. You people are burying your daughters alive. You people are cowards, drunkards. You people are thieves. You people are all these problems. And he's telling you, قُولُوا لَا إِلَهَ إِلَّا اللَّهُ تُفْلِحُوا. You kill him for that, fight him for that. The little girl defended the Nabi. Now, we have some people, the way they think. They say, Wallahi, if I was in the audience when they did that to Rasulullah, I would have gone up there and I would have punched what's his name in his face. And Ya akhi, do you think you have more strength, more love for the Nabi, more sincerity, more commitment than Abu Bakr? Why didn't Abu Bakr move? Why those companions didn't move? Anybody know? because that was the tarbiyah that the Nabi gave them at that time. Don't move. We're in a hostile environment. With du'afa, if you move, they're going to kill you. Kill you, kill you, kill you. And then they're going to take your women. And they're going to take your property. And they're going to stop Islam. And the religion won't flourish and it won't prosper. Stay still for right now. So what's the point? What's the shahid of all that kalam? No one is exempt. No one is exempt. Every category is responsible. But you have to defend the Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam with rules and regulations. The first rule and the most important rule. We have to defend the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam with knowledge. With knowledge, not with ignorance. If you have an ignorant friend, jahil, jahila, they're your worst enemy. A friend who's ignorant will do more harm to you than your own enemy. So in defending him, you have to know what you're doing. You have to know what Islam allows, what it doesn't allow. And look what Allah Ta'ala mentioned in the Quran, and many things could be said. وَإِذَا جَاءَهُمْ أَمْرٌ مِّنَ الْأَمْنِ أَوْ الْخَوْفِ أَذَاعُوا بِهِ وَلَرَدُّوهُ إِلَى الرَّسُولِ وَإِلَى أُولِي الْأَمْرِ مِنْهُمْ لَعَلِمَهُ الَّذِينَ يَسْتَنبِطُونَهُ مِنْهُمْ وَلَوْلَا فَضْلُ اللَّهِ عَلَيْكُمْ وَرَحْمَتُهُ لَاتَّبَعْتُمُ الشَّيْطَانَ إِلَّا قَلِيلًا. When something happens touching public safety or public fear, something happens that makes the community afraid, something happens, the munafiqeen, the ignorant munafiqeen, they're the ones who talk about it. They talk about it drinking qahwa, giving the opinion. You're ignorant, ya akhi. Wallahi, if noon sakin fell on his head, he doesn't know that's noon sakin. He doesn't know that's noon sakin, and yet he's talking about big, big issues in the place of qahwa, in the place of kat, talking about big D, this is this and that. Who are you to be talking la umma laka? Who are you? Don't talk. Take the affairs, refer them back to the Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam and those who have been endowed with knowledge. If you do that, the ulama, those who have knowledge, they'll know how to deal with the situation. And it doesn't necessarily have to be an alim of the deen. It could be an alim of siyasa. We have some people who know politics in our country. People who were in the West. He has a PhD. He came to the West. He was living large. He goes back to his country to help Somalia. PhD. Very, very respected internationally even. He goes back to help his community, his country. Get it back in shape. He's from the ulama. Someone comes and kills him. The alim is just not in the deen. He's mutakhassas in some aspect. In medicine, he's a scholar. Someone we refer our affairs back to. So the point is, you have to defend the Nabi with knowledge. Number two, in defending the Nabi, you have to defend him, ya sister, ya akhi Abdullah. You have to defend him with what Allah has given to you of ability. You don't have to defend him if you don't have the ability. Whoever sees a munkar, let him change it with his hand. If he can't, let him change it with his tongue by speaking about it. If he can't, let him change it by hating it. And that's the weakest of iman. Maybe he can't do anything. The sister can't do anything with her oppressive husband right now. So she just has to eat humble pie and be easy. Don't destroy the program. Be sabr for right now. You don't have the ability. There's something in Islam, ikhwani, that's called al-ikrah. That's compulsion. If you're forced into something in your life, Islam allows you to do it. We have to get insurance. Get the insurance. You have to do it. I'm telling you, get the insurance and don't drive without insurance. You have to take a picture for your passport and other than that. Look what happened during the time of the Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam, in proving this point for those of you who don't understand. In the beginning of Al-Islam, the lady would embrace Islam, and she is hey, don't be a hater. Don't be hating on my program now. Anyway, listen to me. Get serious, guys. It's serious. The rich man, the Sayyid, the Ghani, he would have an ama, slave girl. How does he make money? He sells khamr. He does riba. He does highway robbery. He would make the girl go out and do zina and bring me the money. Some of those slave girls became Muslims. When they became Muslims, they didn't have to put on a hijab. When they became Muslims, sometimes they were Muslim and the Sayyid was a munafiq, like the leader of the munafiqeen. So Allah Ta'ala sent an ayah down in Surah An-Nur, telling the men, stop doing this. Telling the Muslim men, stop doing this. وَلَا تُكْرِهُوا فَتِيَاتِكُمْ عَلَى الْبِغَى إِنْ أَرَدْنَا التَّحَصَّنَا لِتَبْتَغُوا عَرَضَ الْحَيَاةِ الدُّنْيَا وَمَنْ يُكْرِهُنَّ فَإِنَّ اللَّهَ مِنْ بَعْدِ إِكْرَاهِهِنَّ غَفُورٌ رَحِيمٌ. You men, Muslim men, don't force your slave girls to do zina, bigha, after you know they want to be chaste and upright. And anyone who does that, looking for the hayat of the dunya, and you force her to do it, Allah is Ghafur Rahim to her. The munafiq will make her go out and make that money. And because she was a slave girl, she had nobody but Allah. The Muslims couldn't help her. If she said, no, I'm not going to do it, she would get cut around her neck. So she would go and make zina, bring him the money. And Allah was Ghafur Rahim. Why? Because she's compelled. You're compelled to eat the munkhaniqa, the mawquda, the natiha, ma dhubiha, lighayri Allah, all of that. You're compelled. If you're compelled, فَمِنِ الطُّرَّ فِي مَخْمَسَةٍ غَيْرُ مُتَجَانِفٍ لِإِثْمٍ إِنَّ اللَّهَ غَفُورٌ رَحِيمٌ. You eat khinzir, all of that, blood, whatever, Allah Ghafur Rahim. So if you don't have the ability to do it, then don't do it. Simple as. Hate it in your heart and make dua and ask Allah for the ability. So you have to have knowledge and you have to have the ability. We're almost done. How much time do I have, inshallah? That's all? Listen, ikhwani, in dealing with these issues, we have to be fair and we have to be just. You can't go overboard. If the non-Muslims do something to you concerning the Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam, don't go overboard and do something back to them. It's not permissible. They drew a picture about the Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam, we drew a picture about Isa, we curse Isa, we do something like that. One Muslim had an argument with a Jew. The Muslim swore by Allah, I swear by the one who made Muhammad the best Nabi. The Jew said, I swear by the one who sent Musa, made him the best Nabi. That Jew slapped the Muslim slapped the Jew. The Jew went to the Nabi and told him what happened. The Nabi said, did you say that? The Muslim said, yes. Why? Because he said that Musa was better than you. The Nabi told the people, La tufaddiluni ala Musa. Don't say that I'm better than Musa. And then he went on and told them why. The point is, the Nabi didn't allow that Muslim to make that statement. So we have to be just. We have to be fair. How is it justice and fairness? And I'm going to ask you this question. My mother respects Muslims and al-Islam. If my mother sees any of you, if you call her house in New Jersey right now, you say, can I speak to Abu? She's going to say to you, Assalamu alaikum. And she's not a Muslim. If you go to her house, she's going to give you halal food, meat, dhabiha, bismillah. If you go to her house, whether I'm there or not, many people come in and out of her house, popular house. You go to her house with your wife. When people come to see her, she's going to tell all of the men, stand here at the door, wait a minute, don't come in. She's going to go to your wife and say, hey, a man is coming, go in the room, put your hijab on. That's what my mother's going to do. Now, if that young brother who had the bomb in his underwear, if anybody who blew someone up killed my mother on the bus, my mother on the underground, my mother in the plane, my mother in the library, my mother in the street, my mother at the graduation, what does my mother have to do with Palestine and Iraq? Billahi alik. وَلَا يَجْرِمَنَّكُمْ شَنَآنُ قَوْمٍ عَلَىٰ أَلَّا تَعْدِلُوا اعْدِلُوا هُوَ أَقْرَبُ لِلتَّقْوَىٰ. Don't let a people's oppression towards you cause you to go overboard. But fear Allah and be just. Can't go overboard. Can't go overboard. Another issue is that we have to have sabr. And I'm almost done, inshallah. We have to have sabr with this issue. We are in their country. I don't even like saying that. This is our country and we're not immigrants. We came here legally and we pay taxes. Anyone who wants to go to Mecca and Medina and make hijrah, go back wherever you want, no problem. We're not immigrants. We're Americans. But what am I first? I'm a Muslim first, the identity of the Muslim. The Nabi said, Al-Islam ya'la wa la yu'la alayhi. Al-Islam is uppermost. Nothing goes over Islam. So what are you? What are you? I'm a Muslim from America. I'm a Muslim from Somalia. You can say Somali because everyone knows that's synonymous to Muslim, almost. But never put anything over Islam. I'm a Muslim who's a muhandis. A Muslim who's a tabib. So I'm saying, this is our country. Our country. In this country, because of the ignorance of those people, we have to have sabr. We cannot put sabr in one wadi and we're in another wadi. Because they're juhal, a'da. They don't know, some of them. The media is against us. The Yahud in charge of the media. We have to have sabr. Every year is going to be something. Are we going to keep jumping on, getting crazy everywhere, and they play around with us? Muslims are extremely immature, politically and other than that. We're the kind of people, these people know they can play with our emotions. Play with us. Allah Ta'ala mentioned in the Quran, وَلَتَسْمَعُنَّ مِنَ الَّذِينَ أُوتُوا الْكِتَابَ مِنْ قَبْلِكُمْ وَمِنَ الَّذِينَ أَشْرَكُوا أَذًى كَثِيرًا وَإِن تَصْبِرُوا وَتَتَّقُوا إِنَّ ذَلِكَ مِنْ عَزْمِ الْأُمُورِ. Verily you people are going to hear from those who have been given the book before you, Jews and Christians, and from the polytheists. You're going to hear a lot that's going to annoy you and bother you with what they say. But if you have sabr and you have taqwa, that's from the azm al-umur. That's from the exalted affairs. You got to have sabr. Every time they say something, we go crazy. No, every time something happens, we're going to deal with it in a religious way with taqwa and with sabr. Last thing that I want to mention here today, inshallah, is in dealing with this stuff, hey guys, we have to have rahmah. We have to have rahmah. The rahmah in a dawah, the asl is rahmah. Me being the father or the uncle of that boy, I have to deal with him with rahmah. My wife, she's not straight, she's crooked, she's not complete. I have to deal with her with rahmah. She has to deal with me because I'm also not straight, having total istiqamah. She has to deal with me with rahmah. The administration has to deal with everybody rahmah. Us in kuffar, rahmah. But sometimes we have to be mutashaddideen in certain issues. But the asl in the dawah, first, ar-rahmah. Remember this. The truth is heavy. The truth, the haqq, is thaqeel. We can't make it heavier by the way we give it. Someone comes out of the desert and he's thirsty. I have the water. I have to give him the cold water on a nice tray, in a nice glass. And it's nice, cold. He drinks it. He can't come to me and I throw the water in his face and I say, I gave you the water. I gave you the water. The Nabi wasn't like that. Allah Ta'ala mentioned ayat upon ayat. فَبِمَا رَحْمَةٍ مِّنَ اللَّهِ لِنْتَ لَهُمْ وَمَا أَرْسَلْنَاكَ إِلَّا رَحْمَةٍ لِلْعَالَمِينَ. He told the people, إِنَّمَا بُعِثْتُ بِالْحَنَفِيَّةِ السَّمْحَةِ. I've been sent with the religion of making things easy for the Eid, for the Eid, for the Eid. For the Eid, the Nabi told the Muslims, have a good time and enjoy yourselves because we want the kuffar to know, the kuffar of Medina, we want them to know that our religion is a religion of taking it easy. Don't give any lectures on the Eid day. Don't do anything. It's a day of having a fun, having a party within the confines of the religion. So we have to be people who have knowledge and we have patience. And the last thing concerning that rahmah, the people of the sunnah, ahl sunnah, ahlul hadith, the firqat al-najiyah, the ta'if al-mansura, the people of a salafiyah, the real people. I ain't talking about no group. I ain't talking about no masjid. I'm not talking about any jama'ah, any jam'iyyah. I'm talking about the concept. The people of a salafiyah, the Quran and the Sunnah, and the understanding of the companions. Shaykh al-Islam ibn Taymiyyah said about them, they are the a'lamun nas bil khaliq and the arhamun nas bil khalq. They know Allah the best and the most. His names and his attributes, what he does, what he doesn't do, the ahkam of his deen, how to make jihad. They know the religion the best. And when it comes to dealing with the people, they have the most mercy because they were with the Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam. They're following the Nabi, and that's how the Nabi was with the creation sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So we naktafi bihadha al-qadr, and I don't think I'm going to do any questions. I just want to leave you guys with that message. I don't see you again. I don't hear from you again. Knowledge, knowledge, knowledge. And stick with the scholars of Al-Islam. And be proud of who you are, and don't apologize and don't acquiesce. And you young brothers, we need you brothers to excel academically. We need you guys to get into the race. Everybody can't go to Medina and Mecca and al-Qura. That's good if you want to go, but we need some educated people to get into the educational field. And to other than that, stop being the people who have the low determination. Low determination. I don't finish high school, or I just want to finish high school, or I just want to see. If that's what it is, then that's what it is. But try to have ulul himma. Don't be like some of the issues I have. My people, we have many of the social problems and challenges that you have. Our women were forced to do certain things. We have to get in the race. So we want to see you guys excel academically and hold on to your deen. Lastly, although I spoke about the ulama, and we have to respect the ulama, I have to tell the ulama and the shuyukh from our community, and you elders, we respect you, and I speak on behalf of these youngsters, we respect you, but you are not in Somalia anymore. Those kids are not in Somalia anymore. We're in America now. And in America, those good qualities of what we had in Somalia, let's bring them here. Those good qualities, and nadafa, and all those things that we had. Being brave, being strong. Someone walked, when that war happened, for 1 month they told me they walked during the nighttime. 1 month. It was raining, they just put a flour bag over them, and they were just sitting there. And they walked for 1 month. And then they went to Kenya, and then they went from Kenya to Holland, and now they're a good friend of mine in Birmingham. I can't imagine walking. That required strength, resilience. So we take those issues from Somalia and we plant them in the ground here. As for those other issues that are destructive, those other issues that go against Islam, those other issues where we're just going to listen to you because you're older, no. You have to listen to these kids, and we have to give them some instruction in the language and the way that they understand. So we hope that the administration here pumps the dawah to Salafiyah. What's the dawah to Salafiyah? The Quran and the Sunnah, the way the companions understood it. Everything else other than that is batil. I'm here to debate, to talk to anybody about that if you want after this lecture. In front of the people or not in front of the people. No group, no jama'at is bringing the truth if they're not telling you follow those companions. That's our religion. May Allah Ta'ala accept it from us and from you. هذا وصلى الله وسلم على نبينا وعلى آله وأصحابه أجمعين سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك وأشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت أستغفرك وأتوب إليك والسلام عليكم